Your limit is exactly what you think it is. I feel like too often we look at parts of ourselves and we're quick to label them as good or bad. But I honestly don't feel like any parts of ourselves are inherently bad. I feel like those parts are simply unhealed or neglected. And acknowledging those negative aspects of yourself doesn't make you yourself negative, it makes you aware. I feel like a lot of the times we let expectations, whether that be our own or other people's, shape our sense of what's possible for us. And I think the truth is we are our own limits. You can only limit yourself. And that doesn't mean that there aren't, rules that you have to follow in life, or that doesn't mean that you're not going to face challenges and mistakes, because we most certainly do have things to follow and moral rules to follow, but also mistakes and failing is normal. And on this deeper level, I feel like our limits, they often stem from how we view ourselves and our potential. I feel like we often focus on what went wrong or when we failed or what we don't have. And that's why we get stuck in that, oh, well, I don't want to try that just yet because what if this happens? Or what if I don't get that? Or what if my dream doesn't come true? Consider what if it does? What if all your hard work does pay off? What if everything you've ever wanted actually does happen? Your failures are not what hold you back. Your perspective is. Pay attention to the influence that your thoughts and habits and surroundings have on you, because when you're thinking about your limiting beliefs, you must take responsibility for how you're responding to your emotions and your circumstances. Even in difficult moments, you have the power to decide how you choose to move forward. And I think a lesson that came in that for me was trying to let go of this need for control or trying to predict every outcome, and instead focus on how much I'm influencing my thoughts and my beliefs and my actions every day. Because I noticed I was digging myself in this deep hole of what ifs, and I actually wasn't doing anything about them. I wasn't doing anything about the things that I wanted. Instead, I was just pondering and stuck in my head and ruminating on what if it doesn't work out the way I want it to. Sometimes that's not the point. Sometimes it's simply not supposed to work out how you want it to, because there's something more beautiful that's going to come out of that from it. You just have to let it work out like that, though. And I felt like for the longest time I was trying to control how things played out for me. Sometimes the biggest limitations that we face are the ones that we place on ourselves when we assume that we're not capable of doing more. There is so much more to you than you might realize. I feel like we often forget that we can be the reason that good things happen in this world. Not just in our own lives, but in other people's lives too. And they might still project their negativity or their judgments onto you, but what you can control is how you react. What you can control is, are you letting those opinions hold weight? Are you choosing to believe them? You are capable of everything that you put your mind to. Everyone is on their own path, and I feel like that's why it's so important that we each give ourselves the care and patience that we need, because it's when we practice love and support within ourselves, we're able to express that and share that with other people. And I feel like that's why some people live in envy towards those who maybe do express certain emotions or have certain successes. Big goals can seem really overwhelming sometimes, but by breaking them down into smaller, more actionable steps, you'll be able to achieve them much easier. And the thing about that is each win reinforces your belief in yourself, your confidence in yourself. And that feeling is going to build momentum towards this bigger goal that you're trying to achieve. Your potential is greater than the limits that you place on yourself. You are capable of way more than you think. Take care.